Hello everybody, Fanticlaw here, and I'm going to do a reaction video. With this one being 10 scariest things found buried underground. And this is by Jules, so I will put a link to the original video in the description box down below. For those of you that want to go check out the original video. And let's get right to it, shall we?
The Earth has swallowed many secrets over the years. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but eventually almost everything comes to the surface, and when it does, all that's left to do is accidentally stumble upon it. Number 10. A construction crew is demolishing a parking lot in Philadelphia when they make a historic and horrifying find. The crew was supposed to be building new apartments, but the project quickly switches to an excavation operation as heavy cranes lift casket after casket out of the ground.
Hold on, casket after casket. There were dead bodies buried there? You mean to tell there were dead bodies buried there in coffins?
These caskets are over 300 years old and contain actual human remains. An old church and cemetery used to be here in the 1700s.
Wait, did you say gypsy?
These caskets are over 300 years old and contain actual human remains. An old church and cemetery used to be here in the 1700s, and all of the caskets were supposed to be relocated to a different cemetery sometime in the 1860s.
I do apologise if that offended anybody before I said.
Whoever was in charge of the operation lied and said they moved the bodies when they did not, probably to cut costs. This means for hundreds of years, people have been walking over top these unmarked caskets without knowing it. By the way, this happened somewhere around 2nd and Arch Street in Old City, so let me know if you may have passed over them.
Well, if the place was ever haunted by a few spirits, this would explain why. Because those spirits would have wandered, for obvious reasons.
Number 9. A YouTuber named Metal Detecting 24 is in the woods doing exactly what his screen name says. When his equipment starts beeping over some planks of wood, he curiously lifts the wooden covering and finds a small metal trash can buried a couple of feet underground. The only thing left to do now is open the lid and see what anyone could have possibly left for him out in the middle of nowhere. He removes the trash can from the hole and braces himself for the worst. Inside is the head of a female mannequin with a blade taped to the right side.
Oh.
Her face and the interior of the garbage can
Oh.
are covered with...
Oh. The power of the middle fingers repel you. The power of the middle fingers repels you. No. No, I don't want to know about some creepy ass mannequin head.
Red paint in what appears to be a morbid simulation of a heinous act. Why anyone would want to create this, let alone leave it in the forest for others to find, is beyond me. Hopefully this is just creative artistic expression and not the inner workings of a deranged psychopath lurking around in the woods. Either way, Metal Detecting 24 is understandably creeped out at this point.
I don't blame him.
Documents the event for a bit longer and then quickly leaves the area before its maker gets a chance to come back. Number 8.
Well, if you're worried about something bad happening, then well, at least you got video evidence. Well, at least Metal Detector 24 has evidence to prove that he found something very creepy.
A construction crew is busy building a new road in Dorset, England, when they come across a patch of ordinary-looking land housing an ancient secret. This seemingly nondescript area happens to be the final resting site of no less than 51 unidentified bodies. To be more specific, one pile was nothing but the bodies, and another pile was all of their grimacing heads neatly arranged in rows. Scientists were eventually able to determine through DNA testing that these were the remains of Scandinavian Vikings who were captured in battle and had their heads removed. Scientists were able to identify the country of origin by examining traces of microscopic food particles left within their teeth. On the day of their discovery, however, all that the construction workers knew was that they had found dozens of bodies with no heads. I can only imagine what was going through their minds as they tried to make sense of the grisly scene. Number 7.
Yep, that's just creepy as hell. Very creepy as hell.
A YouTuber named Craig Wilson was doing some home repairs when he noticed a small hole in his backyard. He opened it up a little more and was shocked at what he found waiting down below.
This hole goes down, down, down to a giant cavern.
Oh,
It's a gigantic earthen cavern standing a full 16 feet
oh
straight
no.
down. Craig wonders out loud if
No.
this is natural.
No. No. Why? Why? Why would it be? Why was that built on top of a cavern? Why was that? Why? Nope. I ain't living in that house. Hell no.
Or man-made, as
He can keep the house. I don't want to live there. Hell no.
Craig quickly had the hole filled the next day, but he'll never forget
Smart
about
move.
the huge underground
Smart
pit
move,
that
Craig
was once
Wilson.
threatening his
Thumbs up to you,
home.
dude.
He and his wife think
Thumbs
that
up to you,
it was
dude.
probably a well about 60 or 70 years ago, but they aren't positive. I'm just relieved that the hole didn't.
Just be grateful. At least the good thing is, at least Craig Wilson, at least he came across it. At least he came across it and did something about it. Because who knows what would have happened if he hadn't have acted on it when he did.
Widen while he was standing over the edge. Number 6. A YouTuber named Michael Delaney is flying his drone when he comes across a wild animal in the brush.
Ooh.
He follows
Take
his path
a
and
few
soon
steps back.
finds himself hovering above a den of rattlesnakes.
Don't push it fucking up. Do not push it up. No.
Michael is casually observing their natural habitat.
What the hell is this wrong with this dude? If you're near the nest of a rattlesnake, or if you're near a den of rattlesnakes, don't go near them. Because you're not gonna know whether or not they're venomous. Because there could be venomous rattlesnakes. Venomous is another way of saying poisonous. For those of you that don't know.
When suddenly one of them feels threatened enough to react.
Oh fuck you, bitch.
The drone is fine, but the snake managed to dislodge the camera. Now the situation gets a whole lot more real, as Michael realizes he will have to somehow reach into an underground pit of snakes if he wants to see his GoPro again. Thinking fast, he wisely chooses to go in with a hockey stick instead of his bare hands. He balances
you're not
on the end of the stick and
you're not Ernie Brown Jr. Because if you were Ernie Brown Jr., that'll make you the turd man, and so you'll be able to sort out with your bare hands. You want to grab the snakes and get them up. Well, you just be able to grab the GoPro from there with the while the wild snakes are still there.
pulls it to safety. Keep in mind that he's standing in tall grass and could have easily been bit by a stray rattler. Let me know if you think you're brave enough to do the same thing, or
Hell no,
you would have just left your camera with the reptiles. Number 4.
I would have been willing to leave the camera there.
A YouTuber named Aqua Chigger stumbles across a fallen tree. Something compels him to take a look inside. He immediately spots an unusual fragment in the freshly upturned earth.
Weird. What do you think?
This
Oh.
prompts him to look inside of the hole. He doesn't see anything else at first, but then
Ooh, what's that? Stuff might just have gotten real, guys.
it's a piece of green fabric that Aqua Chigger hopes is just a tent. When he finds buttons, however, he knows that this is somebody's blouse. He finds some more remains and turns them over and over again, trying to determine if they are human or not. He notes that they are right by the highway and even says that police found a different body in a creek not too far from here. He eventually finds the jaw of a deer and some other scattered animal remains, so he decides not to call the police. Even if this was just animal remains, it still doesn't explain the fabric he found, nor does it explain how a couple of other bones look like they possibly could have belonged to a human. Let me know what you think this was, and if you think he came across something that should have been reported. Number 4. A
Probably should have
YouTuber named
reported it.
Charles M is checking out an old house for sale in Las Vegas that was supposedly owned by the mafia. At one point during the tour, he comes across a fake wall in the kitchen and follows an old set of stairs down to a secret basement. The basement extends for a long time further and further underground, eventually opening up into a long white room that's completely bare, except for cabinets lining the far wall. Connected to this room are two other smaller rooms about the size of a closet. They each give him a bad feeling. The two smaller rooms are dark and soundproof. Strangest of all, the doors only have knobs on the outside. I don't know why the mob would have needed a soundproof room that nobody could escape from, and I don't want to know. That's all he finds. Hidden inside the ventilation shaft of one of the rooms is what appears to be a single spent bullet casing. Number 3. A YouTuber named Mr. Technical Difficult and his friends are hanging out by a river when they see an old abandoned cooler on the other side. They don't pay much attention to it at first, but after a while they grow curious as to what could possibly be inside. Finally, they can't take the suspense anymore and decide to retrieve the floating container. What they find inside is troubling.
Open the hatch.
They remove an excessive amount of masking tape and pop
I
the
don't
lid
know.
only to see a black-eyed doll peering back at them. The creepy doll is dressed in red suspenders, and its head is turned directly towards the camera. No one knows what to make of this unsettling discovery, and they all stand around for a bit laughing nervously. To this day, the group has absolutely no explanation as to how or why this doll was sealed and sent down the river, or more importantly, who is responsible for this strange message. Number 2. Members of the YouTube channel TFIL is on a guided tour of some Egyptian ruins when they decide to sneak away and do some exploring of their own. They ditch the tour guide and split up into separate groups to cover more ground. At one point,
Why would you do that
TFIL
for?
makes a strange discovery in a random pile of nearby
Sad human.
rubble, which
Sad
he
skull
quickly
fragment.
shows the rest of his group as soon as they meet up again. They assume it's a piece of someone's backbone, but they can't tell if it belongs to a person or an animal.
Anybody else want to hold a skull?
Wait, seriously?
Whoa.
Huh?
It's hard to tell if this is an original discovery made by TFIL, or if an archaeologist previously dug this item up, cleaned it, and left it in a pile for later, or because it wasn't an important discovery. Eventually, their tour group finds human remains, which the group silently observes and reluctantly passes around. Who knows what else they would have unearthed that day, just with a little more digging.
I would not want to. No, nope, I wouldn't. Not me.
Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I'm currently doing a super poll on my Instagram. If you believe ghosts are real, then go to my most recent photo and tap the like button. If you don't, DM me saying why. When you're done, come right back to this video to find out the number 1 entry. Also, follow me on Twitter at YT_chills because that's where I post video updates. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new video I upload every Thursday. Number 1.
That's true, it is
Water
every Thursday,
construction
that I've
workers in
noticed.
Augsburg, Germany, were stunned to unearth a giant device dating all the way back to World War II. The live charge weighed 1.8 tons and could have
Oh,
easily
life.
gone off
No,
just
no,
50
no, no, no,
miles
no,
an
no,
hour
no,
with
no,
the
no, fuck that. No. No, I won't be going anywhere near that. Nope.
devastating equipment. Police immediately evacuated over 54,000 people from the city, while a squad transported the war artifact far away and detonated it. If it had gone off, experts predicted the blast radius would have covered nearly 1 full mile in all directions.
Well, on one hand, I wouldn't want to go anywhere near that bomb because, for obvious reasons, which, because with how dangerous they are. But at the same time, I am glad that that some of those people were able to unearth it and inform the police about it because you can imagine like how much damage that one single bomb could do. And if I remember correctly from history lessons from World War One and World War Two, the explosives from the First World War were actually quite powerful, but in the Second World War, in World War Two, the bombs that would have been used would have been much more stronger than compared to the First World War. Anyway, this was 10 scariest things found buried underground. It's by Chills, and the link to this original video will be in the description box down below if you want to go check it out. And go check out the other videos that Chills has, because they are actually they are interesting to watch. Depending on your point of view, that is. Until next time, goodbye for now, and have a good day.